All right, everyone, get ready because today we are taking a deep dive into the world of ChatGPT.
Exciting.
We're going to be using Pam Baker's ChatGPT for Dummies as our guide for this one.
Ah, good choice. Good choice.
It is packed with insights, and by the end of this deep dive, you'll have a really solid understanding of what ChatGPT is, what it can do, and we'll even touch on its limitations.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see how quickly ChatGPT has become like a household name.
Right.
It seems like AI is all anyone can talk about these days.
It's true. So let's get right to it. What makes ChatGPT different from, let's say, just using Google?
Okay, well, think of it this way. With Google, you type in a question, you get a page full of links.
Right.
But with ChatGPT, you get a single, like, very coherent answer, almost like you're having a conversation.
Interesting.
So instead of just pointing you to information, it's actually generating a response, drawing on all the data it's been trained on.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. But how does it actually work? I know the book mentions tokens.
Oh, yes, tokens. Tokens are essentially pieces of words that ChatGPT uses to process language. It's almost as if it's predicting the next word in a sentence, building a response piece by piece.
So it's not just pulling pre-written responses from somewhere.
No, it's generating unique responses based on, whatever input it receives.
Okay.
And this is where it gets interesting. This token system has limitations.
Oh.
Because there's a cap on the number of tokens ChatGPT can handle at once, both for the input and the output.
Right.
And sometimes, that leads to responses getting cut off, kind of abruptly.
Okay, so it's not quite perfect yet. Speaking of limitations, Baker talks about these different GPT models that are kind of behind ChatGPT. What's the deal with those?
GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer.
Okay.
And it's essentially the brain or the engine that drives ChatGPT. And it's gone through many upgrades.
Oh, right.
From GPT-3 to now the current GPT-4.
Yeah.
Which is a huge leap forward.
Yeah. The book called GPT-4 Multimodal? What does that mean, like in plain English?
It means that it can process both images and text as input.
Wow.
Although it still only outputs text.
Okay.
So it can understand images, it can explain visual humor, and it can even reason based on what it sees, so to speak.
Wait a minute, hold on. So ChatGPT could actually understand, like, a meme?
Yeah, it's getting there.
Wow.
The book even mentions how GPT-4 scored incredibly high on, standardized tests.
Oh, wow.
Like the LSAT and the SAT.
Really?
Yeah, it really demonstrates this advanced capacity for understanding and processing complex information. Whether it's images or text.
That is so impressive, but it also kind of makes you wonder about the implications of this, right? Like, how does this really impact us in the real world?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And one of the key themes that Baker really explores in this book is this whole movement toward responsible AI.
Okay, so I'm guessing that's basically about making sure that AI is developed and used ethically.
Exactly.
Well,
It's about ensuring accountability, fairness, transparency, and making sure that AI doesn't amplify our human biases or, create more problems than it solves.
so how do we actually, like, ensure that AI is developed responsibly?
That's a really multifaceted challenge.
Yeah.
But I think a crucial starting point is establishing very clear ethical guidelines and standards for AI development.
Yeah.
These guidelines really need to address things like data privacy, bias mitigation, and even the impact of AI on employment and jobs.
The book had this crazy anecdote about alpaca AI.
Oh, yeah.
And I understand that was kind of a cautionary tale.
Yeah, Alpaca AI was developed by researchers at Stanford for less than $600, but they had to take it offline immediately.
Wow.
Because it started generating some seriously toxic content.
Oh, wow.
It just goes to show how quickly things can go wrong if we're not careful.
Yeah, it really highlights how dangerous AI can be if it falls into the wrong hands, or even if it's just not developed with, like, the right safeguards in place.
Exactly. And that's where the need for continuous research and development comes in, right?
Right.
We need to really understand the potential risks and the limitations of AI and proactively work toward mitigating them.
Yeah, it's like we're walking a tightrope, you know?
Yeah.
Trying to harness this power of AI while making sure it doesn't, like, become a runaway train.
Absolutely. And that's why this whole discussion about responsible AI is so important.
Yeah.
It's not just about the technology. It's about the choices we make as a society.
Right.
About how we want to use it.
And that brings us to the big question that's on everyone's mind. Will ChatGPT take away our jobs?
It's a valid concern.
Right.
And the book really goes into that quite a bit.
So are we all destined to be replaced by robots?
I don't think it's quite that simple.
Okay.
throughout history, technological advancements have always disrupted the job market.
It's true.
Think about the printing press,
Yeah.
the automobile, the internet.
Right.
Each of these led to significant changes in the way we work, but they didn't eliminate jobs altogether.
So you're thinking it's more about AI changing the nature of work rather than making it obsolete.
Precisely. And with ChatGPT, the changes are likely to be really pronounced in creative fields.
Interesting.
Baker even mentions how publishers were suddenly just flooded with all this ChatGPT generated content.
Oh, wow.
And most of it, frankly, was not very good.
So human creativity still has a place.
Absolutely, for now at least. It still takes that human touch to
Right.
craft really compelling and engaging content.
Right.
ChatGPT is more likely to become a powerful tool for professionals,
Okay.
helping them automate tasks and boost efficiency.
So more like a super-powered assistant rather than a ruthless job stealer.
Exactly, yeah.
That's a bit of a relief.
Yeah.
Okay, well, to shift gears a little bit, what are some areas where ChatGPT could actually be beneficial?
Oh, the potential is really immense. I think one exciting trend is the integration of ChatGPT into everyday software.
Oh.
Things like Microsoft Office, virtual meeting platforms, and even website builders.
Oh, wow. Give me an example.
Okay, so Baker mentions a website builder called Durable that uses ChatGPT to create a functioning website,
Really?
complete with text and customer testimonials
Wow.
in under 30 seconds.
That's incredibly fast.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It just highlights how ChatGPT can automate these tasks that used to take hours or even days.
So what you're saying is ChatGPT has the potential to make our lives easier and more efficient.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So beyond website building, what are some of the other possibilities?
Well, imagine the possibilities in education.
Yeah.
We could have personalized learning tailored to each student's needs.
Okay.
ChatGPT could provide instant feedback
Oh, wow.
and even create custom lessons based on individual strengths and weaknesses.
That's amazing. What about other fields?
The potential applications are almost limitless.
Yeah.
Think about the metaverse. ChatGPT could be used to create, realistic avatars
Good.
that interact with us in really immersive ways.
Okay.
And then in medical research, it could analyze huge amounts of data
Wow.
and potentially even lead to breakthroughs in disease diagnosis and treatment.
So ChatGPT is not just some cool new technology. It's a potential game changer across multiple fields.
I think so.
But even with all this talk about its potential, we have to remember that it's still just a tool, right?
Absolutely. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill.
Right. That's why this whole conversation about responsible AI is so important.
Absolutely.
We need to be mindful of the ethical implications and really make sure we're using this technology in a way that benefits humanity.
100%. Yeah.
And that's a question we should all be pondering.
Yeah.
It's not just about what ChatGPT can do, but about what we as a society choose to do with it.
Right.
So what do you think, listener?
Yeah, good question.
As we move forward into this new age of AI, what role will ChatGPT play in shaping our world?
What do you think? It really is fascinating to think about all the ways ChatGPT can change things, but I think what really struck me in the book was how it's already being used in professional settings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. It seems like it's kind of quietly infiltrated every industry.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
And it's not just about, writing emails or generating content, right?
Right.
There was a whole section on data analysis.
Yeah, data analysis is huge.
Traditionally, that's been a very specialized field.
Right, exactly.
But now it seems like these tools like ChatGPT are making it possible for anyone to get insights from data.
Yeah, I think that's the goal.
So instead of needing a PhD in statistics,
Right.
you can just ask ChatGPT to make sense of the numbers.
It's not quite that simple,
Oh, okay.
but, it's getting there.
Yeah.
Imagine you could upload, a massive spreadsheet of sales figures.
Right.
And instead of spending hours, going through it all,
Right.
you just ask ChatGPT, what are the key trends here? And boom, it gives you a concise summary, highlights the important data points, and even suggests potential strategies.
Wow, that sounds really powerful, especially for businesses and organizations that don't have the resources to hire, a team of data scientists.
Exactly.
Does the book give any real-world examples of that?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
There's this tool, it's called ChatPDF.
Okay.
And you can upload any PDF,
Okay.
like a research paper, a financial report, even a textbook. And then you can ask ChatGPT to summarize it, find key information, or even answer specific questions.
So theoretically, I could upload my entire college physics textbook and
Mhm.
have ChatGPT explain quantum mechanics to me.
In theory, yeah, although
Got
I
it.
would still recommend going to class just in
But
case.
of course, of course.
But the point is that um, this ability to process and analyze information, it's a potential game changer for
Yeah,
professionals
for sure.
across so many different fields.
It's really amazing, but I also wonder about the potential downsides, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
One thing that really stood out to me in the book was all the stuff about privacy and confidentiality.
Oh, right.
With ChatGPT having access to so much information,
Right.
how do we make sure that data is handled responsibly?
Right. That's one of the big challenges with AI in general.
Okay.
It's incredible to have this assistant that can just access and process so much,
Right.
but data privacy has to be a top priority.
Especially when you're dealing with sensitive information
Right.
like financial data or medical records or legal documents.
Exactly.
There's a real risk of misuse there if that data falls into the wrong hands.
100%. And the book really emphasizes that as powerful as ChatGPT is,
Yeah.
it's still just a tool.
Right.
And the responsibility for using it ethically and responsibly, that rests with us.
Right. And that kind of ties back to what we were talking about earlier with responsible AI.
Yeah.
We're in this new era of technological advancement. And we really need to be proactive in establishing these ethical guidelines and safeguards before things get out of control.
I agree. It's like the Wild West out there.
Yeah.
So much possibility, but also the potential for things to go very wrong.
If we're not careful.
If you're not careful, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a balancing act for sure.
It is.
But let's not get too bogged down in the potential risks, right?
Right.
I mean, the book also highlights some incredibly inspiring use cases for ChatGPT,
It does.
especially in areas like education and healthcare.
Yeah, so many possibilities.
Imagine a world where every student has access to a personalized AI tutor
Right.
that adapts to their learning style and provides instant feedback.
That's the dream, right?
Yeah.
Like ChatGPT could revolutionize education
Yeah.
by just tailoring the learning experience to each student's individual needs.
And in healthcare, I mean, the potential is even bigger.
Oh, for sure.
Imagine using ChatGPT to analyze medical records, research papers, and help doctors diagnose diseases earlier.
Yeah, it's like having an army of medical researchers just working tirelessly behind the scenes.
Right, and identifying patterns that humans might miss.
Exactly. And just imagine, AI could help us live longer, healthier lives.
It's pretty amazing.
It is.
And it's not just about, crunching data.
Right.
ChatGPT could also help communicate complex medical information to patients.
Oh, that's such an important point.
Right.
Empowering patients with knowledge is so essential
Yeah.
for better healthcare.
Right, better outcomes.
And ChatGPT could play a key role in making medical information more accessible.
Okay, yeah, I'm starting to see the bigger picture.
Right.
ChatGPT isn't just a fancy gadget.
Yeah, it's not.
It has the potential to fundamentally transform so many things.
It really does.
The way we learn, the way we work,
The way we live even.
the way we take care of ourselves.
Yeah, and this is only going to get, more powerful and more sophisticated
Right.
over time.
Right, we're still so early.
We're just at the beginning. As ChatGPT evolves, it's going to become even more integrated
Right.
into our lives.
It really feels like we're on the verge of a new frontier
It does.
with both amazing possibilities, but also potential dangers lurking around every corner.
Yeah, we need both caution and courage.
Yeah.
We need to be aware of the risks, the ethical considerations, but also embrace that transformative potential.
To address some of humanity's biggest challenges.
Exactly.
And this brings us back to you, dear listener.
Yeah, because the future of ChatGPT, it's not being decided in, research labs.
Right.
It's not being decided in boardrooms.
It's up to all of us.
It's being shaped by all of us.
The choices that we make about how we develop this, use this, and regulate this technology will ultimately determine its impact.
On the world.
Will we use it to create a better future?
Right.
Or will we let it exacerbate the inequalities that we already have and create new ones?
Such an important question.
Yeah, and it's a question we all need to be asking ourselves.
We do.
It goes way beyond ChatGPT.
Right. It's about the kind of world we want to live in.
Right.
What role do we want technology to play?
A world where technology serves humanity.
Yes.
And not the other way around.
100%.
A world where AI empowers us, connects us, helps us create a better world for ourselves and for generations to come.
Exactly, and that's a future worth striving for.
Now, if you're eager to really delve deeper into ChatGPT,
Yeah.
I highly recommend picking up a copy of ChatGPT for Dummies by Pam Baker.
Such a great resource.
It's a great starting point for navigating this landscape with confidence.
Yeah, but don't stop there.
Right.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking those tough questions.
Because the more we understand about ChatGPT, the more we'll be equipped to shape its future.
And to shape our own futures as well.
Well said. Well said. The journey into AI is just beginning. And it's a journey we're all on together. One thing that really blew my mind in ChatGPT for Dummies was this whole idea of AI going beyond just text.
Oh,
I mean, ChatGPT is impressive, no doubt.
Yep.
But what about AI that can create images,
right,
music, even videos?
It's pretty wild. Baker gives a glimpse into that world with tools like DALL-E.
DALL-E, yeah, that rings a bell.
Yeah.
Is that the one that makes art?
Exactly. DALL-E is like ChatGPT's, artistic sibling.
Okay.
You give it a prompt, a description, even just a feeling,
Wow.
and it tries to translate that into an image.
Hold on. So I could say, paint me a picture of a robot riding a roller coaster made of spaghetti.
Yeah, and it would try to do it.
That's wild. But doesn't that raise some of the same concerns, right?
Right.
About AI replacing human jobs?
Sure, it's a valid question, and it comes up a lot.
Yeah.
But just like with writing, I think the impact is going to be more about transformation than replacement.
Okay.
Imagine these AI tools as collaborators, helping artists explore new ideas, experiment.
So instead of fearing AI, artists can kind of embrace it as a new partner.
Exactly, and Baker actually highlights examples of artists doing this already.
Oh, wow.
Musicians using AI to generate melodies.
Really?
Filmmakers using it for special effects. Architects using it to design buildings.
It's like AI is expanding the toolkit of creativity.
It really is.
It's like we're entering this new renaissance, but instead of paintbrushes and chisels, we've got algorithms and neural networks.
Right, exactly. And the exciting thing is, it goes way beyond just the arts.
Oh, okay.
Scientists using it to visualize data. Engineers designing products.
It's like AI is this universal language.
Almost, yeah. It's bridging these gaps between disciplines.
Wow.
And sparking collaboration in ways we haven't really seen before.
It's almost like AI is holding up a mirror to us.
Yeah, I like that.
Forcing us to re-examine what it even means to be human, to be creative, to solve problems.
That's a really profound thought.
It is a complex world out there.
It is, and that's what makes this conversation so crucial.
Yeah.
It's not just about the technical capabilities.
Right.
It's about how we choose to integrate it.
Right, into our lives, our societies.
It's about asking ourselves the tough questions,
Yeah, what values do we want to guide AI development? How do we make sure it benefits everyone?
Yeah, exactly.
How do we stay ahead of the curve but not lose sight of our own humanity?
Those are the questions we need to be thinking about, collectively.
Yeah, well said.
If we want to really harness this power for good.
And I think that's a great place to kind of wrap up our deep dive into the world of ChatGPT.
Yeah, it's been a good one.
We've covered so much today, from the basics of how it works.
Right, the ethics.
To the ethical implications.
And the possibilities.
And those mind-blowing possibilities on the horizon.
Yeah, this is just the beginning, right?
Exactly.
I mean, AI is evolving so quickly.
It really is.
There's still so much to discover.
So to our listener, we encourage you to keep exploring.
Learn.
Keep learning. Keep asking those questions.
Yeah, the challenging ones.
Yeah, because the future of AI isn't predetermined.
It's being shaped right now.
By the choices that we make, by the conversations that we have, by the actions that we take.
Let's make sure we're shaping it into a future we can all be proud of.
A future where technology empowers us, connects us, helps us create a better world.
For ourselves and for generations to come.
Well, that's it for this deep dive.
It's been great.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
See you on the next dive.